everybody. Well, a happy Monday to all across the Delaware Valley. The Anthony Gargano Show brought to you by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. Check out the credit union difference. TrueMark Financial. That's right. TrueMark.com/PHLY. I know it was a little bit of a bummer Father's Day with the fightings over the weekend. The Phils quietly dropped their fourth straight road series. It was interesting. I forgot. They said it on the broadcast, and I was like, how did they lose four straight road series? And I'm thinking, well, the Mets, if you count London, that was split. But, right, Baltimore working backwards, Boston. And then I forgot that they lost to Colorado and San Francisco. So they dropped 2 or 3 to the Giants, 2 or 3 to the Rockies. And my response is, again, this is just baseball. I mean, this is what it is. Yesterday, Wheeler didn't have it. He got just bagged around, right? 4 home runs by a very good Orioles lineup. A very, very good Orioles lineup. I mean, that's what you got to understand is that, listen, they're a good team. It's a shame because Friday night had such great vibes. During this stretch, and I know that they lost 2 or 3 to Boston and then over the weekend, but man, between London and Boston and Baltimore, the Phillies fans showed up. They showed out. It was amazing. I mean, they went to London. They went to Fenway Park. And then all weekend long, it was a home game for the Phillies at Camden Yards. And again, the Orioles have a really good team, right? So that was just an impressive how the fans once again kind of took over. It was awesome. It's a shame. Friday night was absolutely thrilling. You had a great Ranger, was terrific. You had a lot of thrills. It was close. It was just great baseball. Then you had the rain delay, and then they come whatever time it was, 11:30, 12 o'clock. They resume, and then they win. They pull the game out. And it's a shame because Saturday, Walker was okay. I mean, I actually expected worse. And then the bullpen, the Orioles scored 3 in the 8th to break open a 3-2 game. And then yesterday, you were really never in it. They tried to mount a little bit of a comeback, but you were never in it. When Wheeler is struggling like that, he's too much around the plate. He caught too much around the plate. And again, I can't stress it enough. The Baltimore offense is good. All right, but here's the good news. You get Trey Turner back tonight. Phil's back home where they are dominant. You got Padres and then Arizona. So 2 good teams from the West. Arizona's waking up a little bit. They have a pretty good lineup, as we remember from last October. But you got San Diego, Arizona come in. You're back at home where you are very good, right? You're just really, really good. So you got that going. You got Trey Turner back in the lineup tonight. So that'll be a big push. And then I'll tell you one thing. Baseball, now obviously with the Phillies playing well, our minds are on the sport. We're living it every day. And I'm always, I like the national stuff, right? I've always done. The stories of the league and everything. But we're paying attention big time. Phillies catch a little bit of a break. Now, I hate to say about injuries, but the Phils have had their own injuries, right? Between Trey Turner and JT. And you could see it. I know Marshawn hit the home run the other night, but you could see, right? You miss JT in a big way. Dodgers lose Mookie Betts. Broken hand. Took a 98-mile-an-hour fastball off his hand. Broke it. Now, it's not going to require surgery. They don't know how long he's out for. But he has a fractured hand after taking you saw it. I saw it. Oh, man, it's painful. He just took it. So Mookie's out. The Braves have had all kinds of injuries, right? We talked about that between Strider and Acuna being banged up. So the Phillies catch a little bit of a break, even though they got the bug. The Dodgers, the other thing was Yamamoto, who's the Dodgers wonderkid pitcher from Japan, he's on the DL with a shoulder strain. So they've gotten hit a little bit. I have to say, baseball's been a lot of fun, man. Just a lot of great storylines. And I don't know, is it a renaissance? I kind of want to discuss this today. Is baseball here, we're just wild about it. We're crazy about it. But is baseball having a renaissance in our whole national specter? Because, look, Baltimore's playing the Yankees, which is going to be a great series. I know they were hyped up about the Phillies coming in and then about them going to New York to play the Yankees. You know, the Dodgers are good. Maybe it's because you have all those teams, Baltimore, New York, LA, us, that it just feels like it's undergoing a renaissance. But it's a lot of fun. It really is. That the fact that these series matter, that we're in on every game and in on every pitch. I mean, over the weekend was wild. Like, it was awesome despite losing 2 or 3. It was just a lot of fun. So I want to kind of get into that today. I hope your Father's Day weekend, for all you dads out there, was great. We'll discuss lots of sports to get into. We'll get into the U.S. Open. We'll get into the Euros. And look, the NBA tonight, that should end, right? Because you saw the dead cat bounce both with the Mavericks and with the Oilers. That's tomorrow night. And then it's going to be wild around here because the off season begins for the Flyers and the Sixers. And geez, I don't even know what to expect. And the Sixers are just flat out wild on what we're going to do. So we'll get into that. And by the way, the time, the countdown is on. We are now 80 days from kickoff of the 2024 season. Good morning, guys. That was Popping Off, brought to you by Olipop. He's already popping off, VG, with his lukewarm Olipop. I prefer the Olipop cold.
Weirdo.
But you can drink it any which Weirdo. Find your Olipop at your nearest Wawa. It's great, man. You guys will love it. All right, boys, good morning. JP, John Zapata.
Buenos dias.
VG, my legs is Greg Caputo.
Yep.
All right, let's start off with the question, all right, of the weekend. Is baseball undergoing a renaissance, or is this because it feels like that for us because the Phillies, what wild stories, right? London, Boston, Baltimore. JP?
No, I mean, listen, it's crazy because, like, I feel around here, it definitely is. Like, on my way to Father's Day, and I'm driving through Cherry Hill, and there was actually, like, a field that's pretty well known for Little Leagues. Because all 3 fields filled with parents, filled with stands, kids are having a lot of fun. It does feel like around here, baseball's going through a little bit of a renaissance. But I don't know, around the country, so like the Midwest, obviously we have our issues with the South. We always talk about the 2 Florida baseball teams. What's going on down there?
Yeah, but they've always been dead. They're non-existent. I don't even count them. I'm just talking about nationwide. It feels, again.
It does feel like that.
It feels like it's having a renaissance. Now, I do a show for Fox, but Fox is pretty much tied with baseball. So, there's, and they're in LA, they're loving the Dodgers, right? So I don't know if it's just, it's the coast and nobody else cares about it, but it feels like the games are quicker. The fans, it feels like attendance up. It feels like ratings are up. But again, we're here in a hotbed.
Mm-hmm.
VG?
Well, it's definitely here. That's for sure. And I do think Yankees are good, Dodgers are good, Baltimore's good, Boston's decent. So it is a coastal thing. But I will say, my friends in Pittsburgh are going to games again. And that's because they got Skeens now. There's some talent. So it's not just here. And I think I'm trying to find TV ratings, but I think ratings are up right now.
Yeah, I read a piece over the weekend that ratings were up when it came to Major League Baseball. And maybe it was this weekend because, they were packed down there. Yeah. Now, I know a lot of Phillies fans were descending on Camden Yards, which is awesome. And Baltimore's a great city. It's a true cousin. It's the cousin we like, right? Boston's the cousin we had the rivalry with. Baltimore, I love Baltimore. It's smaller, but it's a great little town. And our accent.
That's what you just said. It's a great little town. That's what New York does to us.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a great little town,
It's
that Baltimore.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But Baltimore's accent is closer to Philadelphia's than any other town.
They call them hoagies too.
Yeah, no,
They eat the hoagie.
But even the accent of how we speak, it's very similar to Philadelphia.
So they emphasize
They also have the
O.
row houses. Like there's a similarity between the towns.
Something always stuck with me when I lived in Baltimore that they would say they have Southern efficiency with Northern hospitality.
No, it would be the opposite.
No, they're
No.
mean. They're mean and they're slow.
What's that?
They're mean and they're slow. That means
I
they
thought
have
it was the
Southern
positive.
efficiency
Oh,
and
I
Northern
thought it was that.
hospitality. Yeah.
Okay.
They used to
I
always
thought
say
you
that,
meant it
don't
was a positive, meaning it was like Northern efficiency with Southern hospitality. Reality, so it's that bad of a city?
That's what when I used to live there, they would all say that.
Oh,
Which
wow.
was just a funny thing that stuck with me.
Anytime I would go, I would go to the harbor. That's all I would do. Me and my family. Anytime I would go to Baltimore, what else is there to do in Baltimore?
Well, yeah, I mean,
There's a
harbor.
great record store, the Sound Exchange, down there. It's probably one of my favorite
Good
record
music scene,
stores.
BJ?
Yeah, I don't know about the music scene, but the record
Just
store
record
is
stores?
phenomenal. I think
Leave the VG for a record store. I like it.
I think one thing I like about Baltimore is there's a whole Philly. Maybe it's Northeast Philly, but the Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
I go to like it's Baldy. It's Baltimore.
Baldy.
We're going to Baltimore to Camden Yards.
I'm sure Baldy can give us some good Baltimore stories too.
Well, listen, I love it. I've been down there a million times, but I love it. I love the crab thing.
Are you a crab cake man?
Not the cakes. I like the crab. You give me beers and crabs, I sit there for hours.
You do soft shells?
No.
Me
Oh, you don't like
neither.
the soft
I'm
shell?
out on the soft shells, yeah.
I'm all right. It's all right. It's not bad.
You want the hard shell. You want otherwise you're just eating the whole crab.
Yeah, that's weird. Soft
Yeah,
shells.
you like breaking things.
Yeah, I do. I like to break the claws.
Wait, with those mitts, Cuz has got that crab in 1 second.
No, I have the claws and all the beers.
Yeah.
The only thing you got to do for me is clean them.
Oh, yeah.
Some
For sure.
people eat the gook.
Ugh.
I don't do the gook.
Out.
Yeah,
Right?
I don't
Like
know.
the
No
yellow
go.
stuff.
That yellow
Yeah,
stuff.
people
Yeah.
eat that stuff. I'm like, it's horrible. Like, just clean it.
Yeah.
Clean it for me, and then I'm in. You could stick a bucket of them, whatever you want. Old Bay, I don't care. Give it to me with cold beer. That's a great day.
Can we do this for the Ravens week? Eagles and Ravens?
yes.
Let's do this.
Yeah,
Now you got me excited for this.
I love it. One of the great trips that we did was we did a Lehigh Valley when the Eagles were at training camp.
Okay.
We did the Cousins. What was it? That wasn't the caravan. That was something else. It was just we got a bunch of people and went up to Lehigh Valley. So Pete from Chickies and Pete's was there.
Oh, yeah.
So he brought like tons of crabs.
Oh.
So we had just a mountain of crabs and gallons of beer. And we sat there it was like 150 people,
That's awesome.
Eagle fans, getting ready for the 04 season.
Just sitting back feeling like a Roman emperor. Just
Yeah,
stuff
it
in
was
your face.
Yeah, it was just crabs and beer. That's a pretty cool thing, man.
K-Red calls K-Red in the chat room's calling that crab mustard.
Yeah. Yes, that's spot on. They call it the crab mustard. Oh, it's fantastic. I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
you know how many sellouts the Orioles have had this year? Four. Opening day and 3 Phillies games.
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
I thought they were excited for the
They are. I saw this podcast, these 2 Oriole kids who were doing this podcast, and they were fired up like that. The Phillies fans, they go, we know Phillies fans are going to take over the stadium, but we love it because there's energy. And I thought that was cool. Like, I thought that the fact that they're good, I'm glad they're good. Those people deserve it. And they are. They're tremendous. That Gunnar Henderson is a terrific player.
Well, I'm not sure if there's going to be in VG's Nugs, but there were some scenes on Friday night from Camden Yards.
I have no Friday night scenes in the Nugs.
Wow, what scenes?
Yeah.
That was,
Well, there was, some videos of some lady. I think she was a Karen. She may have been a Karen.
oh, really?
Getting at it with some of the fans, and she had to get escorted out in a Victorino jersey, nonetheless.
A Phillies fan?
Phillies Karen?
Phillies
No.
There's no such thing. Phillies fan, really?
Yeah.
Going at it. Wow.
It's all
all right.
us. There was some tossing going on, some fans.
You know what's funny? I watch a game like I'm just watching a game.
Oh, for sure.
Like all the what goes on, I miss everything. That's why VG's usually on top of all that stuff.
A Twitter world.
Hey, you see these splits on Zach day and night?
Yes.
Zach has got 5 night games with a 1.51
Yes.
ERA and 7 day games with a 3.93 ERA.
Yeah, I saw
Toppers
that.
needs to adjust the rotation when these day games are popping up.
What is it?
That's weird.
Like body clock is legit.
He's weird about his routines.
Yeah,
you know, he likes
it's
the 5
very-
days. Maybe he doesn't like the early short turnaround.
He didn't have like you could see it yesterday.
Yeah.
He just didn't have it against that lineup. They're going to bust you.
Yeah.
I just would like to know, like, how do you get your? Because obviously, listen, with the London time, like, how do you get your body and your mind right and coming back from that? Because they played baseball from Tuesday on, like they haven't had a break, and they had like that one day that they had travel from London. Like, how do you get your mind and your body back into the groove?
You go from London to Boston, then back down to Baltimore. That's a lot. That's
That is
why,
a lot.
like on Friday, what did we say? We said,
I thought they might get swept.
yeah. I said I think they're going to lose a series.
Yeah.
There's a chance they could get swept, and they lose 2 or 3. It was kind of the least surprising thing about it. I mean, I thought actually that they would get blown out on Saturday, and then yesterday would be a tight game. But Saturday they were in it until the 8th inning.
Taiwan wasn't bad on Saturday.
No, he was solid. I can't. Your shirt, when I glance up here, it's like flesh tone. I thought at first it looked like you had no shirt on at first when I glanced up at the screen.
Because it's doing the show shirtless. Bow chicken wow wow. That's so funny.
I lost my train of thought for a second.
It was a bad dream. I'm doing the show. These have dreams like that. You're doing the show, and I'm sitting there like bare chested.
Yeah, just speaking of, hey, how about
What?
Sanchez comes out tonight, right? He's played the Padres once. He held them to a 154 batting average with 8 Ks, no runs. So he's the stopper. I can't believe they're playing tonight. I thought for sure they'd have a day off.
After going,
you got to be kidding me.
I know.
Right?
No, their next game, they have a day off Thursday.
Yeah.
But they got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday's a day game, a 1 o'clock game.
Yeah, I'm going Juneteenth.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be down there. Yep.
You're going to go down? That's awesome.
gonna be
And then Friday, Arizona comes in. But you're right. Like, to go through this stretch.
I thought for sure today would be an off day.
I know. But let me ask you guys, all right?
Yeah.
So, Dodgers lose bets.
Yeah.
And Yamamoto.
Yeah. Now, Yamamoto's got the shoulder strain. You got to think he'll be back at some point soon. The Betts broken hand, I don't know how long that lingers, man.
That looked bad. That looked painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get hit with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball in your hand, in that bony part of your hand.
Yeah, they say he's going to miss considerable time.
Yeah.
And I mean, people are so a woman comes in. I watched the Open, went down to a local pub at like 7 o'clock to meet a buddy for a couple beers. Woman comes in, sits down. First thing she says to the bartender, "Phil's lost again, huh?"
Are you serious?
Yeah. And I mean, put in perspective, if the O's had lost their catcher and gunner, you know, that lineup's nowhere near the same. I say it's catcher because I'm always confused with the Rochman or Rochman.
Yeah.
But if he was out and Gunner's out, that lineup's so they're missing Trey Turner. They're missing, JT.
No, dude. I again, it's coming off the heels of London and Boston. Like, it's just you're not going to win. You're not going to win every game.
Right.
I mean, that's just not what it is. It's baseball.
Did she know?
But my father yesterday, like, it's funny. He's rooting. So my dad came up from Florida, hang out. Anthony had his graduation Saturday, or we had a great graduation party Saturday, and for 8th grade, and then we had a whole thing for Father's Day. We watching games the whole nine, and he was rooting like it was the 7th game of the World Series.
Yeah.
Like everybody's so into it, over the top that when like they lose, it's like a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, like you can't watch June baseball at the edge of your seat. Although I will say, it was like a good baseball week
It was.
I mean, this lady sounded like they lost 9 out of 10.
Does she know how good
Phillies
the
lost
Orioles are?
again, huh? No, she probably doesn't know. She's a
Doesn't watch
Philadelphia
the
fan.
Orioles.
She probably doesn't watch any out of market games.
No, but that's their first reaction is, wait till God forbid they lose another series. They'll be going. People be calling them bums.
Oh yeah.
So here's to put it in perspective. The Phillies, this is from Baseball Paul on Twitter. The Phillies are 10-10 in their last 20 games, and they've increased their divisional lead by games over that stretch.
Yeah,
So it's like,
because
fine.
Atlanta's been in a funk.
Yeah. I'm not the only
go
one.
through you go through funks during the long season. That's just what you do.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even consider this a funk.
No. I mean, it's just a stretch. We knew it was coming. There's some
Yeah.
injuries, a lot of road games.
Boston
Everyone needs some edibles or however you consume it.
Some
And just
gummies.
I will say
chill.
this though: the one good thing I saw was Sir Anthony look good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
They've got him back.
He's starting to look real good. I mean, if you can get him right,
Yeah.
I'll tell you
righty.
one thing that's going to be fascinating is the trade deadline
Mm-hmm.
because you're going to have the Dodgers. They're going to be aggressive, right? Atlanta will be aggressive.
Atlanta's going to be a pain in the ass trying to get an outfielder with us.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. We
Atlanta
definitely
will be aggressive. They'll look for a starting pitcher. They'll look for an outfielder. And the Dodgers are going to do the same thing. You watch, the Dodgers will be looking for something, looking ahead. It's going to be like an arms race
Yeah.
come, trade deadline in the next month.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You brought up that question last week about what would you prefer for the deadline. I'm thinking more outfield now because of we got the Rojas news. I don't know what we have in Dave Dahl. I think I'm leaning more towards outfield now.
Yeah, you should.
There's Jim Bowden was on a podcast this weekend, said the Phillies are looking for a starting outfielder and a fourth outfielder from the calls they're making right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, they definitely need you need another outfielder. I mean, look, Pache's not cutting it. All right.
Nope.
We talked about Rojas.
Yep.
And David Dahl's a nice story, but
Yeah.
he's a bat off the bench. He's not a guy that's going to be able to play every day.
Mm-mm.
I'm curious if he could be a fourth though.
A fourth?
Curious if he could do that.
I think he's more of 4 or 5, where you spot start him once every 10 days, 2 weeks, comes in as a pinch hitter, left-handed off the bench. That's what he is.
Because I still would like to get another relief pitcher. So if Dole could be that fourth guy, it'd be awesome. But obviously, you
he's
gotta.
not. I think you gotta go in.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on Dahl.
No, I think you gotta go in. You gotta hope Marsh steps it up.
Ed Wright trying to make us all miserable. If Atlanta gets Tucker, I might puke. Might puke. Like, are you kidding me? If Atlanta gets Tucker?
Is that a rumor?
No, I think
I was like, did I miss
it's
that?
just a fatalist, apparently.
Eddie's a Philadelphian through and through.
Hey.
I could not. Why would the Astros? Now they're going bad,
Yeah.
but why would the Astros trade Kyle Tucker?
Nah, it's
They
nonsense.
just buy out Brave too.
They should. Their GM should be fired immediately if they trade Kyle Tucker.
No,
Can't happen.
No.
No.
there's no way in the world that could
Go
happen.
filthy F McNasty. Dude, I looked at my monitor from across the room and thought Cuz was shirtless also.
Somebody else, my man Danny said the same thing because I thought you were shirtless. No, it's a real shirt. Look, see, Kyle, I got undershirt underneath. See, undershirt. I wouldn't come to the show shirtless. Believe me, I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do it.
Did you guys watch Anthony Gargano show? He was shirtless.
Yeah,
Wow.
no. Oh man, I got a long way to go before
You've been working out, man. You've been in the gym.
Yeah, but I got a long way to go before I go shirtless at the beach, let alone the show.
After a couple sessions in the meat locker, catch these guys.
Baldy and Cuz shirtless at the beach.
Yeah. All right, let's take care of some business. We got the brain coming up. I got a Monday 5 for you guys.
Love it.
And it's 80 days. 80 days.
80 Billy McMullen days?
From until Billy McMullen. That's a bust out.
I got them all day for you, cuz.
You got the bust out Billy McMullen. It's 80 days from the start of football.
Oh, man. 80 long, hot summer days. I love it.
Well, we begin the heat wave.
Yeah, I'm ready. Bring it.
That's a
You
lot
like
of
it?
baseball in
Love the
between.
heat.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm a heat guy.
I'd give me 80, 85. I mean, once you get into the 90s, you lose me.
Imagine living in Texas, that 100. Ugh.
Dude, I was at Summer League in Vegas
Oh yeah, that's
in
hot.
July,
That's hot.
and it's 117.
Yeah, I'm out on that.
So I'm a sun guy, right? So I go, I'll go lay by the pool a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I literally felt like I was a piece of bacon. I was like, what? They were like, well, it's dry, so you're not going to feel it. Like, you're out there and you feel like your skin's bubbling. I had like sunblock on too, and I never. I was like, I can't do this. This is horrible.
It's bad.
Yeah, I don't lay
That's
out.
not heat.
man,
That's scorcher.
It's like going out and feeling that blast of heat outside. Because then when you go into a cold house or a cold bar, there's nothing.
Well, the
You
cold
go
bar,
from
the
a
air
95 degrees
Yeah.
to a cold bar.
Oh yeah.
But you got that bar face.
Oh yeah.
Like you do. Like you can tell you're not going to be out there getting. I love the rays.
Nah,
Like,
man,
it feels good.
I want a bar with those opaque cube windows you can't
Right,
see through or
like,
anything.
you want to
Yeah.
be in on a bar on either cold winter night or a
Yes.
hot summer day.
Yes.
You're in the bar.
Yes.
I'll never forget the in South Philly there was a bar in every corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Corner bar. The corner bar was the greatest.
Yeah.
They're kind of going away a little bit,
Mhm.
but the old school corner bar, and like you would walk in on like a July day, and it was like the air conditions is bleeding, right?
Yeah.
So, right, you smell the stale beer, and like you walk in. My memories, like childhood memories, because my grandfather had a bar. You'd walk in the bar, and the Phillies game would be on, and it would be dark.
It's the best.
That's your.
No, that's
you love
it's
that.
ideal. Aside from my home, it's my second favorite place.
You're-
Cold,
yeah,
dark
you're-
bar
you're
on a hot
pub.
day.
Yeah, you're a pub
Barsman.
He's a pub guy. He is. He's a pub guy.
We all silly like the mayor.